Hello again! If it looks like I haven't moved, you'd be right, because I'm still in the same exact spot. I just got up to hit record again. Anyways, the movie that the Nicolas Cage Club watched today is called Deadfall, and it also came out in '93, which, if you remember from the last video, that movie came out in '93 as well. This movie was about a young man whose name is Joe, I think. Don't remember his last name. And his whole life he's been working as a con artist with his pop. And so basically the beginning of the movie is Joe and this old guy are driving to a warehouse, and Joe is kind of like the middleman. He gives the old guy's money to a cocaine dealer, and the cocaine dealer gives the cocaine to Joe to give to the guy. But so basically the old guy was like, give me a taste first, and he's like, oh. It was so weird. I was like, okay. Like, I've heard of like putting it on your gums, but he just put it all in his teeth, and I was like, on his tongue, and I was like, okay, and he was like, tastes like angels, and I was like, this movie's gonna be awesome. And then he's walking back with the suitcase money to give to the cocaine dealer, and then a wire falls out of the cocaine dealer's sleeve, and Joe yells, "It's a trap! He has a wire! Run!" And then Joe pulls out a gun and shoots the cocaine dealer. And then police come out from like staircases, and they say, "Police, don't move!" And then the old guy like runs away, and the police chase him, but he gets in his car and drives away, and they don't shoot at the car. And then in the process of that, a police officer shot Joe, and he's dead on the floor. And then the two police officers come back inside, and everyone's like, "Oh, right, yeah, that was awesome." And then Joe gets up, and it's like, oh, it was fake. He didn't really get shot, it was a blank. And then someone goes to the cocaine dealer and picks him up, and okay, so they weren't real police officers either, they were just in uniforms. It was like to get the money and keep the product type of thing. And so someone's like, "Hey, he's not waking up." And then Joe's like, "Pop?" Because it's his dad. And then they're like, "Dude, you used real bullets. They weren't blanks. You really killed him." And so he's like, "I killed my father?" And then his dad's last words are like, "My brother, he stole the cake. Go find him. He has the cake." And it's just like, what the hell? And then it's so weird because the entire movie is like, there's random parts narrated by Joe, like he just says what's on his mind, and like there's this whole scene of like flashbacks going into baby pictures of Joe and like zooming into the eyeball and going to a next one, and it's just like, what's going on? And at the end of the movie, you find out it was just a plot to get an even bigger. They got $2 million, and Joe was doing a thing for his uncle, the dad's brother, and it turns out like it was just to get these diamonds, $2 million, and the uncle killed. And then Joe's like, Dad, I thought you were dead. And he was like, this is the greatest con of all time. It was dumb. No offense, Nicolas Cage. No offense. So Christopher Coppola, I don't know if that's one of Nicolas Cage's cousins or something, but he directed the movie. Oh, that was another thing. I forgot the name of the third family. This was from the trivia, but Charlie Sheen and someone else from his family were in the movie. Like 3 Coppolas, including Nicolas Cage, were in the movie, and then another family was in the movie. I didn't know who it was. But Luke gives the movie a 0 out of 10 and changes Xandali from a 0 to a 1. He actually gives this movie a negative 10 out of 10, but I refuse to let that be a rating. You might have noticed I didn't mention Nicolas Cage's character. This was, so he's normally either the main guy or the supporting character, and in this movie he was a supporting character, but he died like, he's no longer in the movie halfway through it. I'm gonna keep where I spoiled it in, I'm so sorry. But, Nicolas Cage's character definitely did go crazy. If you remember, the Nicolas Cage Complete Filmography website has a rampage alert, which is like exclamation marks, next to movies where he goes crazy. And this was one of them. And iconic. He goes so crazy. It's so good. I don't know where, but I've seen clips of him raging, like probably in a compilation of Nicolas Cage crazy moments. But it's so good. He thinks his girlfriend is sleeping with Joe's uncle, so he tries to kill him so he has him tied up in a chair and like gagged, and then there's a deep fryer that's like this big, like a square, this big, and no reason, they're like in a bar, like this is not behind the counter, in front of the counter. I don't even know what it is, but and Joe shows up, and Nicolas Cage is about to kill Joe, but then tables turn, and then Nicolas Cage pulls off his wig, and he's just bald underneath, and then Joe sticks his head in the deep fryer. It was so gross. His face when he came out was all like warty and stuff. Oh my gosh. And he was addicted to cocaine, I think. They never showed he was addicted to a lot of different drugs, and it was pretty sad. And he was supposed to be Joe in the upcoming heist, or upcoming con that his uncle had prepared, but then he went crazy and he died, so Joe had to fill in his spot. It's just like a whole bunch of tiny things fell into place, and then at the end the dad was like, haha, this was all part of the plan, when it clearly was not. Like, it, I don't know. This movie had a sex scene, had a lot of nipples showing. They were in a strip club for 2 scenes for almost no reason, but the whole time I felt so bad because, like, I wonder how many takes they had to do with the woman doing the same parts of the routine over and over again. That must have really sucked. But there was a sex scene, It wasn't the most graphic sex scene in a Nicolas Cage movie, but both of them were completely naked, no sheets covering them or anything. It's kind of weird. Because I had to watch it with a bunch of people I barely know in public, but that's fine. Luke gives it a 0 out of 10. I'd give it a 2 out of 10. I'm very hesitant to give movies like 0 out of 10 because I think there's always room for damage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not really the right word I want, but dictionary.com won't help me. Anyways, a movie can always get worse. And I don't want to watch a movie and say it's a 0 out of 10 when I haven't seen all of Nicolas Cage's movies and I haven't seen every movie in the world. But I'll probably rate one movie a 0 out of 10. But Firebirds, I gave a 3 out of 10, maybe 4 out of 10. I don't remember what I gave it. Zandali, I think I gave a 3 out of 10. I don't remember, but this movie gets 2 out of 10 because I'm saving 1 and 0 for special movies. I am in the midst of coming up with a new Nicolas Cage shirt. If you're interested, I normally put a link to the club's motify in the description. I don't know where you can watch this movie. I know it's on Vudu if you want to pay $2.99 to watch it. I think that might be the cheapest option. If you Google Deadfall, a 2013 movie comes up. It's not that one. It's a 1993 movie. Yeah, 2 out of 10. One of the guys in the club said it was so good it was bad. I mean, so bad it was good. But Luke didn't think it was right there yet. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a better movie than anything I could make because I'm not a director and I don't have money, but I don't know. Insert outro here. Bye!